This is the 2026 Honda Civic Hatchback Sport, and in today's Vehicle Visionary video, I'm going to show you what you get for a sticker price of $29,445. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're at Holmes Honda to go over this Boost Blue with black interior Honda Civic. It is a 2026 model. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. We look here on the front end, we're going to find our full LED lighting to start things off. You're going to have your LED headlights, the LED daytime running lights, and that will work obviously with your turn signal indicators right here. And I don't know if you can see through here, probably not. I don't know if you can see the lighting through there. These are active air curtains right here. It allows air to flow through the front end into this area back here. And we'll have our front spoiler. Everything's gonna be in matte black up here. I really like that. A lot of you know how that works. You're gonna get rocks and things that are gonna just come up off the road. It's just the nature of driving. The good thing about a matte finish is it doesn't show the damage that, say, a gloss finish will show. The grille here with the upper grille is just the right size. It will let plenty of air in for the 2-liter engine that's under the hood. We'll also find our Honda logo. Everything nice and proportioned. I like that. And overall, very nice lines here with this Civic hatchback. I think it's got the sportiest look between the hatchback and the sedan. Only available in front-wheel drive. That's been that way with the Civic for a very long time. In this case, we're going to have our 18-inch gloss black wheels. And we'll move up here to the side view mirrors, a little bit more of a gloss finish. Now, there are a couple of things that you won't find here. Number one, no turn signal indicators built in, and they're going to be manually folding side view mirrors. But everything else is here. They're heated, they're power adjustable, and you're also going to have your blind spot monitoring or blind spot information system. Here is your remote. You're going to have lock, unlock, remote start. You got your panic button right there. And one more little thing to note, there's a button right here on the remote. I'm going to let you see that up close, and that allows me to get the key out. And you might wonder, well, where does that key go? Well, it's kind of hard to see. Let me put that back in my pocket real fast, but you can see this area right down here is where it goes, so you have to stick it in from the bottom. A little bit hard to see, but it is there. Hopefully we can give you a good view of that. We're going to do the best we can, but ultimately that is there. If the battery in your remote dies, that's a nice way to be able to take care of that. And as we move back, we're going to have the shark fin antenna in Boost Blue, the body color, and the nice swoopy look back here. Very sporty with this hatchback. And you'll notice right here, you've got the rear window washer. That's what that is. So if your rear window is dirty, you can wash the rear window the same way you can do with the front. Wiper will go back and forth. All of that stuff will work. And we finish things off here with our LED tail lights. A very, again, nice sporty look. The only thing missing back here is that you don't have the exposed exhaust. I'm always curious to know how important is something like that to you when it comes to the buying process. Under the hood is the 2-liter 4-cylinder. It is an inline, naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that puts out 150 horsepower and 133 pounds-feet of torque. It is mated to a CVT. 0 to 60 comes in about 10.3 seconds, maybe a little quicker than that with the hatchback. And top speed is 130 miles per hour. How about your MPGs? 30 city, 38 highway, 34 combined, 2.4 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And we come back here, I'm going to show you real quick just so you can see this. We're going to also have the benefit. Right now, the interior is unlocked, and the benefit is that you can lock the interior, and that locks the gas door. If you're curious to know, this is a 12.4 gallon gas tank. And how far can you potentially drive on a single tank of gas? We're looking at 372 miles in the city, 471 miles out on the highway with steady driving, and a combined 422 miles. One thing I didn't mention earlier, I told you about the blind spot monitoring built into your side view mirrors. You also have Honda sensing standard on all of these Civics. That's going to be adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, road departure mitigation, lane keeping assist, and traffic jam assist. And we'll pop open the hatch right here to gain access to our 24.5 cubic feet of cargo space. And you're going to have the cargo cover right here that can be put in place if you so desire to do that. And you can see that there is quite a bit of space, especially when we fold those rear seat backs down as they are right now. And one nice Easter egg here. in this day and age, it's something that people always ask about, so I make sure I show that you have a spare tire with all of the tools necessary to change the tire. And let's talk about what your second row passengers, rear seat passengers, are going to find. Now, I do have a little bit more space above my head than might be expected. 5'10", if you're 6 feet or above, well, you may want to hop in the front seat. But overall, there is some nice space back here. Not a whole lot to talk about. You don't have any rear air conditioning vents. You don't have any USB ports. No sunroof here. And one thing that is here, I know a lot of people ask about, do these seat backs recline? You can't change the setting or position. They do have a little bit of a recline built into them, but other than that, that's what you're stuck with. And as far as the door panel goes, we'll go over there and take a look at that real quick. You're gonna have a nice comfortable armrest and a door bin underneath that. Really more of a bottle holder than a door bin, but I guess you could call that a multitasker. All right, we've moved into the front seat. A lot more spacious here. Now remember, this is the sport trim level. So you have a manually adjustable driver's seat and a manually adjustable passenger seat. We'll take a look here at the upper console just so you can see there's really not much going on up here. You do have your lights. You can turn those on and off if you want to do that. That's about all we have where that is concerned. So I'm going to grab the camera real quick. We'll come over here and look at the driver's side door. Here are your controls for your side view mirrors. Lock and unlock. You can lock all of the windows, and then you're going to have one touch down, one touch up with your front windows, driver and passenger sides, but you're going to have to hold those buttons down for the rear windows. And there is your traction control button. If you want to turn traction control off, that's where you're going to do it. We'll also have the release right here for the steering wheel to be adjusted tilt and telescopically, and everything for your adaptive cruise control right here. You can adjust what you're listening to and the volume here. There's your voice commands. And if we hit that home button and use the scroll wheel, we can scroll through quite a few different bits of details here, depending on what you want to know about. We'll run up through everything just so you can see. I'm not going to go in and show you everything, but just so you can see there's your fuel and your range, what you can do as far as that is concerned. And we also have the shifter paddles right here. And to run your front and rear window wipers and clean those off, clean the front and rear windows off, that's your lever for that. Everything for your headlights and taillights, you can leave that on auto and you don't have to worry about it. And it's also a turn signal lever, turn signal stalk. You can turn your blinkers on and off, however you want to say that. Make sure you keep your blinker reservoir fluid nice and full. And we'll take a quick look here from this angle at the driver's display as I run through the different driving modes. So we're going to have sport, you're also going to have normal, and you're going to have econ. So that's what you're going to have as far as all of that is concerned. You can see the graphic that goes along with that. And we move over to the 7-inch touchscreen. For those that are looking for a, I'd say, minimalistic screen, this is definitely it, because there's just not as much here as you would have with, say, the 9-inch. So we can go in here and take care of a few things as far as our settings go, depending on what you want to do. You can pair your smartphone and do all that good stuff. It's all here. Here's the control for the volume and turning the radio on and off. And over there on the other side, that's going to be for adjusting the station you're listening to, whatever you choose there. And going down to the air conditioning controls, we're going to have our single zone climate control. But believe it or not, what you see right here, this white around these dials, that's actually a light. So you've got a little bit of lighting there. Can't really show you that as well as I'd like to because it's not dark enough. And we'll also find a couple of USB ports and a 12-volt power outlet. And back to the center screen real fast, I'm going to go into reverse. And there is the multi-view rear view camera. So we're going to have our 3 different views. Going to have those nice bright trajectory lines. They show up really well on this overcast day. And then we'll come down here to our shifter, the conventional style shifter. I know some of you are anti-push button. You won't find that here with the Civic, no matter what trim level you go with. And we're also going to have the drive mode selector. I already ran through the drive modes earlier, but there's your drive mode selector. You can turn the auto stop or the auto stop start system, whichever you want to call it, on or off right there. Here's your power parking brakes. If we want to go into using that, we can use that, or we can put our foot on the brake and move that forward and it goes off. Brake hold, that means the brakes stay engaged until you touch the gas pedal again. And here are our cup holders, and I do like the finish around the cup holders because I can play the piano on that and it won't fingerprint up because it's not a glossy finish. And within the center console, we have the tray right here that is removable and a little bit of space. Actually, there's quite a bit of space in there. My arm goes down pretty far, and you can put the tray in this position or in this position. Okay, here we go with the Civic. So the first thing I'm going to do is just let you listen to what it sounds like driving down the road for a few seconds. And as you can hear, you do get a little bit of noise from the tires, just some road noise. But keep in mind, the fan speed is down on low. I don't have anyone that I'm talking to besides you, but you can still hear this. So if you have people in the vehicle you're talking to, the radio's playing, the fan speed is maybe up a little bit, it's gonna reduce some of that noise that you're hearing. But I know some people ask about that, wondering how it sounds in these videos. And I don't know for sure that my microphone really does it justice. It might amplify it just a little bit beyond what we're hearing in person. But overall, the way these Civics handle make up a lot for the 150 horsepower that this particular engine is putting out. And so it's a lot of fun to drive. The handling characteristics are phenomenal. With the way the chassis is tuned and the suspension, you really feel like you're driving something that has a lot more power than it really does. It's getting down the road very well. A nice tight turning radius. You've got plenty of power and speed when you need it. We're gonna cruise on down the road here and get on it a little bit. Not get on it too hard, but get up to speed here. And it handles the corners just fine. Overall, I'd say it has a nice, comfortable ride quality for what it is. It may not be Cadillac butter smooth, but it still gets down the road and does a good job of keeping you nice and comfortable. Now, while you have the cloth seats here, these seats still seem comfortable to me. I know some people out there prefer a leather seat or leatherette, whatever it is that you may be going with, but one way or another, these seats are comfortable. I feel like the bolstering is just right, at least for me. That's going to vary from one person to another. But one way or another, you can adjust everything to where you're nice and comfortable here as far as the driver's seat goes and the steering wheel. And I've had plenty of people who are well in excess of 6 feet tall tell me that they can fit just fine. In fact, my cameraman is 6 feet tall sitting in the passenger seat. You're nice and comfortable, right?
Absolutely.
So there you go right there. And I know other people can share that information down in the comments section. Technology here is nice and easy to deal with, easy to learn. If you have any trouble, all you have to do is come right back to where you are here on YouTube and find a tutorial. In fact, if there's something you want me to tell you about, I can always make that just for those who request it. But overall, for what you get and for the price in this day and age, considering the fact that the average vehicle now costs $50,000, you're still a tick under $20,000 under that average price with this Civic with a lot of great features. And that's what you get for a sticker price of $29,445. We hit the high points. Yes, there are other little things we could have talked about, but those are the main details. Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Holmes Honda for loaning us this Civic Sport for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's very helpful. Please make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.